Good morning, everyone. My name is David Porter. I'm CEO of eCampus Ontario, and it's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to an important and exciting announcement we have regarding open textbooks for the province of Ontario. First, I'd like to welcome everyone and to recognize participants here. I'll introduce the minister formally in a moment, but Yvonne Baker, parliamentary assistant to the minister and responsible for digital government, Hilary Hartley, Chief Digital Officer for the province, and Joel Willett, President of the College Students Alliance, are in attendance this morning, and the minister and Joel will also be speaking. We also have guests from student government groups, the Ontario University Student Alliance, Undergraduate Student Alliance, CFS, College Student Alliance, REFO, and Graduate Student Alliance. We also have guests from our universities and colleges who are sprinkled throughout the audience, including some of our partners from Ryerson University, the Ontario Council of University Libraries, and the Ontario College Library Service, all here to enjoy this morning's announcement with us. Our own staff is also here, and they've been working hard to make this announcement a reality. And we also have colleagues from Creative Commons in the audience this morning. Ryan Merkley, who's the president of Creative Commons, and Kelsey Merkley, who's the public lead for Creative Commons Canada. All of these people have worked with us over the last few months to make this announcement a reality. To begin, I'd like to introduce the minister, the Honourable Deb Matthews, Deputy Premier, and the Minister of Advanced Education and Skills Development, and the Minister responsible for digital government. The minister and her team have been highly supportive of the work that we're doing and have really been instrumental in making way for this open textbook library announcement this morning. Minister.
Well, thank you and good morning. I'm absolutely delighted to be here and to be joined by Yvonne Baker, my parliamentary assistant, and the brand spanking new Chief Digital Officer for the province of Ontario, Hilary Hartley, and it's just terrific to be here today. I do want to thank you, David, for hosting us today and for the extraordinary work that you are doing. We are very, very pleased to be able to support you as you do your work. I do want to begin by acknowledging that we do gather here today on the traditional territory of Indigenous peoples dating back countless generations. And I do want to show my respect for their contributions and recognize the role that treaty making in what is now the province of Ontario. Premier Wynne gave us a big challenge. She set the goal of making Ontario the most open, transparent, and digitally connected government in Canada. As part of this, we're moving towards open by default model of doing business, which gives citizens access to as much data and information about their government as is possible. While many focus on openness as a way to increase transparency, openness also provides the platform for innovation. Innovation in policy, innovation in practice, and in teaching and in learning. And that's why we're here today. I am thrilled that eCampus Ontario has launched Ontario's first open textbook library, 180 textbooks. This is an extraordinary resource, not just for students, but for others in the province who want to access those textbooks. It's for all Ontarians engaged in just-in-time learning, in lifelong learning. Those resources are going to be available to them. It helps foster collaboration and drive innovation in our approach to teaching and learning. Open resources allow for educators to adopt and adapt content to the unique contexts in which their students are learning, providing access to the most current and relevant educational resources. And that's what this is all about, access for students. So I want to say thank you to the student groups who are represented here today for never stopping to push for more open educational resources. Thank you so very much. We know that many students do struggle with the costs of textbooks. And I was very surprised to learn that over the last decade, the costs of textbooks have almost doubled, an increase of 80%. And we know that what that means for students is that many students choose not to purchase textbooks. A US study showed that about 65% of students have chosen not to buy textbooks because of the cost. So what that means, of course, is those students who don't have the textbooks cannot fully participate in their courses. Students are forced to share, buy outdated editions, or simply make the decision to do without them altogether. That's not okay, and that doesn't create best opportunities for best outcomes for students. So a free online textbook library in Ontario will help students overcome those challenges. It will save money. There are many advantages, but there's no question this saves money. BC is ahead of us on this front. And BC, with 1/3 of the students that we have in Ontario, have seen savings for students and their families of about $4.5 million since 2012, with 1/3 of the students. So we know that this is going to be a major cost saver for students here in Ontario. There are additional benefits, though, to using open educational resources. They give students online access anywhere. You don't have to lug around those textbooks. You don't have to move those textbooks. You don't have to get milk crates to carry those textbooks in. And it allows them to use any device. Wherever those students are, they can access their book from day one. They allow educators to adapt materials to reflect the communities they're teaching in, the content they want to include in their course. It offers an exciting opportunity to build a community of practice for educators to share and build collaborative knowledge and a way to put students first. And of course, it allows students to put that money where it would do better work for them. So in addition to the launch of 180 free textbooks, I am very pleased to announce that the Government of Ontario is investing an additional $1 million to support faculty and post-secondary institutions in creating, adapting, and adopting free open textbooks for Ontario students. So the focus will be on ensuring that our open textbooks reflect the needs and diversity of Ontario's population, including textbooks for the highest enrollment first-year courses across universities and colleges, for original French language content, content for Indigenous students, and trades and technical content, and content for new Canadians. eCampus Ontario is now accepting proposals from interested faculty and post-secondary institutions to develop new open textbooks and to adapt existing textbooks to an Ontario context. We understand that the idea of open textbooks can constitute a large shift in thinking for many involved in shaping teaching and learning at our institutions. Published textbooks and printed courseware have been the foundation of learning for centuries. And who doesn't love the smell of a new textbook? So it's important to note that our open textbook initiative isn't about limiting academic freedom. It's not about requiring faculty to use open educational resources. In short, faculty will decide what learning resources are best for their students, best for their classes. It's a big opportunity, though, for Ontario to become a leader in adopting open educational resources. So in addition to our new investment, I want to kind of put a challenge out there. What institutions are going to lead? What Ontario institutions are going to lead in the adoption of open textbooks? Which institution will save students the most money by using open textbooks? And what institution will be the trailblazer in introducing Ontario's first Z-Cred or Z degree, but I like Z-Cred better. And that's, of course, a degree with zero cost for textbooks and for materials. And if you're the 1 in 3 students in Ontario who gets free tuition as a result of the changes to OSAP, it would in fact be a free program. So let's be bold. Let's think about what we can do. We're very excited about this opportunity. And I want to say again, congratulations. I am so thrilled that David is in the role he is in. He is really driving us as government to be bolder. And I know he's got lots more ideas on how to be even better for students in Ontario. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Minister Matthews, for your support of open education initiatives such as the Open Library. The other part of that focus are all the open pathways that we're going to blaze for students into higher education. And I think we'll do a fantastic job in Ontario because many of our organizations work so closely together. My colleague from ONCAT, Leah Quickert, is here, and we're working very closely with ONCAT in blazing those pathways. I'd like to call upon Joel Willett, who is the incoming president of the College Student Alliance, to provide some remarks from a student perspective.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. My name is Joel Willett, as mentioned, and I'm the president of the College Student Alliance and the Fleming College Student Administrative Council in Peterborough, Ontario. I'm here today on behalf of college students to thank the provincial government and eCampuses Ontario for responding to a direct call from the College Student Alliance to invest in the future of thousands of learners. Over the past year, CSA has worked in partnership with the government of Ontario to make everyday life easier for students. We started our advocacy efforts in November, speaking with MPPs, ministry staff, stakeholders at Queen Park. We continued our efforts with pre-budget submissions, detailing how open book projects have benefited learners from other provinces. By learning from an already accomplished program in British Columbia, Ontario will join the wave in innovation sweeping Canada so we can remain educationally competitive worldwide. But today we are focused on Ontario. Currently, OSAP estimates the cost of textbooks to be between $700 and $1,200 per student per year. This means, depending on the program, college students pay almost half of the average cost of tuition on textbooks. With today's $1 million investment on top of 180 textbooks in the program, over 21,000 students will save approximately $2.1 million annually. This project is crucial for a substantial step in creating a more accessible college sector. It's worth 1 million thank yous. The Open Book Project means it's easier for college students to put food on their table. It means it makes it easier for them to get to and from campus and to spend more time studying and less time worrying about financial needs. This project means it's easier for more students to go to college and become active participants in Ontario's highly skilled workforce. By continuing to work together to break down barriers to college, mature students, students with disabilities, and students who just want to succeed can do so. The College Student Alliance is thrilled to be part of this process, and we look forward to impacting more positive change for those in this room. Thank you.
So we're delighted to be announcing the Open Textbook Library this morning. As mentioned, it has 180 digital resources available currently for use by faculty and students in this province. I also want to reach out and extend our thanks and gratitude to BC Campus, our colleagues in British Columbia, for working with us so diligently over the last few months to migrate this library to Ontario. This is step one. Steps beyond will be localizing the library for Ontario, adding more Francophone and Indigenous content, adding content for recent immigrants to Canada and for settlement. We expect the library to grow over time, and we expect the funding that the ministry has provided for us in the announcement today to be a great step forward as we begin to expand the library. The library has 3 functions. It is easy to find things in the library. There is no login. It is publicly accessible. You can go and find an open textbook using a search mechanism, or you can look for categories of text. You can plan to adopt an open textbook by bringing it down for a review as a faculty member, for which we will pay faculty members for reviews, $250. You can also choose to adapt and use it in your classroom, for which the funding program announced today will spur some of that activity. I want to just very quickly demo a very simple set of features of the library to give you a sense of how it works. Live demos are always a little bit touchy, but we'll see what happens. So you can find an open textbook in the library, and they can be found through a simple search mechanism, or you can actually go to categories and find open textbooks. If I go into the health-related field and look at some health and general medical texts, I can scroll down and find some that might be appropriate for a course or class that I'm teaching. How about clinical procedures for safer patient care? One of the things that you'll notice when this comes up is that a description of the textbook can be found, as well as all of the formats that it can be downloaded in. You can read it online, you can download it as a print for PDF, and we have a print-on-demand partner at the University of Waterloo who will do a low-cost print job for students who want print. You can put it into an e-reader in the EPUB format, use it on your Kindle. You can edit it as a Pressbooks file and actually make it better or reorder the chapters, do anything you would like to fix that book to suit the class you're teaching. So it comes in many different formats, many of which are editable. Others can be used as is. So for many faculty members, they may choose to use this as is. For others, they may wish to modify that, for which our funding program will support them. And as they begin to see the opportunity associated with customizing and localizing or even translating resources, the opportunity to do more and to create new textbooks in gaps where none exist will come to mind. Our library has 180 textbooks to begin with, and we hope to be able to add more downstream. And so we see this as step one. One of the key components of our open textbook library is a publishing system, an open publishing infrastructure for the province, for which we've also invested through Ryerson University with partners at the Ontario College Library Service, the Ontario Council of University Libraries, the University of Waterloo, and Queen's University are all partners in the design of that open publishing infrastructure for the province. To be truly open, we need the capability to both find, use, adapt, and create. And we believe today we're setting the course for a new style of resourcing in higher education in Ontario. And for that, we're truly thankful to government for its support and for all of you for pitching in all of your individual ways to make this open textbook library a reality for Ontario. And we really appreciate your support and expect to hear more from you about improving this technology as we go forward. So thank you for coming this morning. Please take part in some of the refreshments we have and interact with some of your peers. And we have a video booth in the boardroom if you want to give some comments on your thoughts on the Open Textbook Library for Ontario this morning. Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Hillary, for attending this morning. Joel, thanks for those great comments from students. I think it really makes the message clear when we talk about student affordability and savings, but there's also another side to it, and that's faculty empowerment to make resources that make success for their students. Thank you all.